Taking a while to load. Alright, so, these cards all suck. These cards all suck. Okay, so let's look at the 0 drop. Target dummy. Wait. Alright, there you go. Alright, so what do I think about target dummy? I think, it's like it's worded. If you play this card, then you are either a target or either you're a dummy, okay? And I don't think you can be a target. No. So, unfortunately, I don't think you can play this card. It just, the problem with this card is just that it costs 1 card. It doesn't, like, if it's 1 mana, it's the same as 0 mana. It just costs 1 card. It's just too much. So, I wouldn't run it. If you're a dummy, I guess you can run it and be happy about it. I mean, you lose a teeth. It's not good. Next! Clockwork Gnome. You compare this to Leper Gnome. Unfortunately, this is not better than Leper Gnome in aggro decks because it takes 1 mana to use this thing. So it's actually costing 2 mana, where the Leper Gnome is actually, it gives you a 0 mana, 2 damage to the face spell that you use immediately, right? So, unfortunately, this is not better than Leper Gnome in aggro decks. It might have a spot in mech decks, but I doubt it. I really don't think this is a good card. So, that's the first impression. It's not that good. Likewise, this is not a very good card either because, sure, you have a 1 mana 3/2, but then you have Zombie Child, which does not have like effect that you have to proc, and it, once again, it's just cost a card. Like, I don't really see this happening, like this combo happening. I don't see it in aggro decks. I think it's so unreliable, and it's not Undertaker. It doesn't get health, so it's just bad. I don't like it either. So far these have been pretty below average. Stone Split the Throg. Whenever your opponent casts a spell, game 1 attack. This is not that good as well. Unfortunately, I think, like, it's 2 mana 2. Like, you're comparing the 2 mana 2/3s with other stuff, right? We're not even counting the class 2 drops, which are just insanely good. But we're like counting like Sun Fury. We're counting like what other 2 drops do we have? Like, there are a lot of 2 drops in the game that are actually like usable right now. Like even compared to Amani, it's like really bad. Like Direwolf, Alpha, and Zoo. I don't really like it. Haunted Creeper even. Like, I just don't like this card too much. It has like, even if your opponent casts spell, they're not really scared. Like, just want to attack. Who cares? You know. I don't rate this card highly either. This card can be insane. All right, this card can be insane because, okay, sure, you play a turn. Wait, there are a couple of things that this can be insane with. Okay, so first of all, you can coin Mech Warper into double Clockwork Gnome. Okay, and that's like the best opening actually. I don't think Clockwork Gnome is viable, but with this it might be. And even like if you play 2 mechs, okay, if you play 2 mechs from your hand, this is free. It's a 0 mana 2/3. That's insane. That is insane. Like, this card could be very insane. So I think you have to look out for this card. I would rate this like a 7 out of 10. Yeah, it could be very insane, especially if you have 2 mech warpers. I mean, what the heck are you doing with your life? You know, you can just go to like supermarket and just rig everything because everything is free. All right, Ship's Cannon. This is actually okay. I wouldn't say it's like too good because it includes the enemy hero. If this was just random enemy minion, it would be so good. It would be so good. Like, you get board control, right? But I guess it's really interesting. They actually have a lot of pirate cards now, so pirate deck might be viable. At first glance, I rate this very low, and at second glance, I still rate this very low. I'm not really, I am not really happy about this card. Like, if it was a 3 mana 2/4 instead, it might be more playable. I don't know. I just feel like a 2 mana 2/3 is so weak. So yeah, not a big fan of this card. Alright, actually I should have this sound file here at the side. So I like this card because when you play him, he says this. He says it's pretty funny. It's this.
Hello, hello, hello.
And the attack.
Hello!
But yeah, that's the best. Thing about this card is it's not seeable. It's hearable. But as a creature itself, if you buff it, it's really good. And that's really about it. That's all I have to say. Like, if you compare it to Iron Scar, it sucks, right? You pay 1 more health for, you pay 1 more health for 1 more mana. It's not that good. Even if it's taunt, it's not that good. So if you have a buff deck, it might be good. Otherwise, I don't think this is gonna ever be played. And of course, when he dies, he says,
Hello!
Alright, next card we have the Puddle Stomper. Of course, he's pretty fat, but he's not really that fat, he's only 2 health. So, not a big fan of this card. I mean, Murloc decks might have another Murloc, but I don't even think Murloc decks want to play this, to be honest. Like, they want to swarm the board with, like, the 2-1 that summons a 1-1, right? So, fine, another Murloc for Murloc decks. You can have fun with it at rank 20, I guess. The Gilblane Stalker, this is actually not that bad, because it's not interactable. Like, any stealth creature is actually good. Like, 2-1s. The 2-1, Infiltrator is picked in Arena a lot, just because it's not interactable. It trades upwards. This is actually okay. Like, it's reasonable, right? I would prefer the 2-2-3 over the cannon, actually, like the Pyre Cannon. I think the Pyre deck would have picked this instead, because it just guarantees you board control, right? In a certain point. If you play buff cards, it's even better. So, moderately good. It's 5 out of 10, I guess. Like, it's at least a bit more playable than the cannon, I think. Micro Machine. Oh, this is actually a funny card too, because when he attacks, he makes the funniest sound too. Like, wait. Actually, I have to. Oh, god damn it. Micro Machine. Yeah. This it's getting to know is that this is each turn. Yeah. So it happens on your opponent's turn too. So when it comes back to your turn, it's a 3-2, and it's a 5-2. So it's pretty interesting. It's better than the other 2 just so far. So I rate this a bit higher. And when it attacks, it says,
Here I come! Here I come!
That's hilarious. But yeah, it's not that bad. I'm not really sure if this is going to see constructed play though. It's just too fragile. And like in constructed, it's all about high health and 2-for-1 trades, and this does not trade for 2-for-1, I think. Yeah. Put it behind a taunt, it might be useful, but otherwise, not really sure. This though is a very good card. It's like it's basically, how do you compare this? It's like double Arcane Explosion, or like compared to Abomination, you compare it to like a free Consecration. So yeah, mages can actually play this, ping it, and have a free Consecrate. Well, of course it damages your own minions, right? But then in control decks, this could be really, really strong. So I think this is really good. If you get your sheep silenced, then sure, why the heck not, you know? So I think this is gonna find a place in a lot of control decks actually. Like, just play this 2-drop and you're set for the early game, really. Yeah, I think it's fine. Enraged Warrior deck might have it might not be too viable for that because it's 2 damage, it's not 1 damage, but might be something to consider. So I think it's okay. Yep, next. Spider Tank, it's a vanilla 3-4. We already know that 3-4s are crazy. Dark Cultists that we put down in Priest, you just put it down, you don't even need to activate Death Rattle, and it's good. So any mech deck will have this, I think. Like, it's one of the most solid 3-drops. Okay? If you ever play a mech deck, you play this card. Okay? I rate this high. Like, even though it's a vanilla deck. I mean, Yeti is so strong because it's a... God damn it. Hearthstone, okay. There you go. Okay. Yeah, that's why I think it's really strong. Like, this is good. It's okay. My favorite card, man. It was my favorite card before seeing all the other cards, but I'll give you guys like a top 3 or top 5 list afterwards. This is still top 5. This is just so good. Like, I will reiterate again why it's so good, okay? You play a 5-drop, you trade for something, and you recombobulate it into another 5-drop. Just look at the amount of 5-drops that are good, okay? Just look at this. Like, oh, these kind of suck, but look, it's like, you get to like, oh, this kind of sucks, but like, you get Fugin, it's a 4-7, a 3-6-4-5. You get a 5-5. You get a, oh, guys, you're not gonna get guys. You get Leroy. Are you joking me? That's another 5-5. That's a Belcher. That's a Spectral Knight. And like, these even get more crazy, right? 4-6-7-4, 7-6-5. This is just 5-drops, right? You can do even a 6-drop. 6-drop is very reasonable. You get Cairn, Sylvanas, Boltefist, Ogre. Like, 5s and 6s are generally really strong in this game. Like, because you can't play this with another strong drop next turn. So, like, this is really, really good. Alright, like, this is really, really good. Love this card. Alright, moving on. This is also a very good card. Because the stats are just off the charts. Like, sometimes you just don't really care. Especially in Constructed, like, you don't really care if you attack the wrong enemy. Because if you attack, if you wanted to trade, but you have to face anyways, then they still have to deal with it, right? In Arena, you might have, like, some buff stuff that can trade upwards. So, but still, it's just still insane. I would still pick this in Arena. I think this is an insane card. Classes in Constructed that don't have a lot of strong 3-drops will actually play this, I think. But I don't really remember a class with no strong 3-drops. Like Druid, I guess? I don't know. Like, I guess Druid is pretty good because they use Shade right now. So I think it's fine. Like, it has a place, I think. Hey, Pandas 100, thank you so much for subscribing. Alright, so moving right along, I think this card sucks. It's a gorilla that can hit for 1. I mean, gorilla's already bad. Why do you want to hit for 1 anyways? Just don't play this card. Okay, this is just bad. I mean, he's pretty cute. I mean, his attack is pretty cute. Let's see. What does he say? No. I should actually organize my thing with based on cost, but
For Gnomragon.
oh.
For the gnomes.
Aw. But he sucks, don't play him. Tinkertown Technician, it's a very strong card. It's basically a 4/4 ogre that you can target if you have a mech and you get a spare part. Like, the spare part is like in general, let me just say that spare parts are not that good, okay? Spare parts are just pretty bad. Like, some are just really insane. I think the everything that's not +1 attack or +1 health is really insane. So like the stealth one is good. The return to hand is really good, I think. The best one is the swap health and attack, I think. The freeze is fine, and there's another one that gives taunt. That's whatever. Who cares? But yeah, some spare parts are insane, but because there are some that suck, it's not really reliable. But you're playing this because of the 4/4, right? I think it's fine. Like, it's not as insane as people think, but like it's playable at least. I think I give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah. Someone asked what are spare parts. Spare parts are cards that you can't add to your deck, but you get it from effects. So this is gain 1 health, freeze a minion, stealth 1 minion, like conceal a minion, swap minion health, or taunt, return a minion to your friendly hand, and give one attack. So these are like cards that aren't really useful, but at least they're like you can use it anytime, you know. It's kind of interesting because it's like a delayed battle cry. So I think it's fine. Oh, so where were we? We were at this one. Okay, so yeah, it's not that insane. It's playable. Give it 6 out of 10. Flying Machine, it's not playable. I give it a -1 out of 10. I mean, if you play League of Legends, I guess you want to play this, but why are you not playing, you know, other ADCs, you know? There are way more better ADCs. And I mean, in Hearthstone, there are more better 3 drops as well. So yeah, there you go. Lil Exorcist! Not the worst, not the best. It's kind of flashy, I guess. It's a 3 mana, 3/4 in a lot of cases. If you get it 4/5, it's insane. But then it's really hard to guarantee this because especially like even with GvG coming out, people might not be playing Death Rattles. So when the meta is a lot of Death Rattles, I think this might be useful. But the only redeeming factor of this card is taunts, right? Because if it doesn't have taunts, it's just strictly bad. Like, why don't you just play a spider tank, you know? So I'm not a big fan of this card. I don't think it's gonna be used a lot. So pass. I don't like this. Illuminator! Remember what the Illuminator says? Oh, baby. Illuminator has the best death sound ever, I think. One of the best. We haven't gotten the best death sound yet. But yeah. The effect actually does nothing. Restoring health doesn't really matter, I think. It might be useful in a Secrets Mage, I'm not really sure. I don't really think so. Hunters, you're not healing yourself, you're killing your opponent. And Paladins, why are you playing Secrets in the first place? So, not really a big fan of this, but might be good in Arena, I guess. Because Arena, there is a lot of bursts. People play a lot of Mages, people play a lot of Hunters. Might be good. It's good body too, so it's fine. So when she dies, she says... There you go. Alright, so that's a good card because when you kill her, it's a good card. You can hear that sound. This is the one of the worst cards in the set. One of the worst. I don't know why this is in the... It's just bad. This is assuming that the chicken is 1 mana 1/1, okay? Like, so you draw a card, you get a 1 mana 1/1 immediately. And wow, what the hell? If it's a spell or weapon, then good for you, but still, it's like a 3/2 body, so it's like... Not that good either. I'm not really a big fan of this card. Like, even if the chicken was a 0 mana 1/1, I still don't like it. Because then it's just like reverse Razorfen Hunter, yeah? With like a possible good upside. And yeah, I just don't think this card is worth the risk. Not even like in Miracle. Because like, are you going to turn your Gadazine into a chicken? I don't think a chicken can draw cards for you, you know? So, not a big fan of this card. Rated like a 1 out of 10. It's really bad. Golem Sapper on the other hand, it's not that bad because it has a good body, right? Usually people have 6 or more cards, especially in like mid-range or control, even. So I think it's actually... No, actually mid-range is like more 50-50. Sometimes they have a clunky hand, sometimes they don't. But I think that's fine. Pretty bad against druids, unfortunately, because they have innervate and stuff like that. But the other spectrum of druid is that they miss draws a lot. They inch of lore, so it might be good. It trades well. So yeah, it's one of those like. It's one of those arena cards where it's not that good because you need your opponent to have like a bad hand. Will I play this in the mill deck? Probably not. There are better cards to actually do something, and I have to put like 2 Clockwork Giants inside it for later on, right? I won't put this in the middle deck, I think there are much better cards, especially like, you know, with all the new class cards that are coming out, so I think it's a pass. Goblins and Gnomes. Very tech card. Whenever you play a 1 attack minion, give it +2/+2. You can't use it with the hero power of Paladin. You can't use it with like Unleash the Hounds. Imagine if you use this Unleash the Hounds. Like, okay, obviously it doesn't work with Unleash the Hounds. That's just stupid, okay? That would be like the new cancer combo if that is the thing. But I don't think this is playable. If this is playable, it will be in a deck that's card draw heavy. So Wink Wink Zoo. Interesting, you might see a Zoo Anoyotron Hobgoblin deck, but I really doubt it's gonna be really consistent. Like this itself dies when you play it. You need to play this and play another one in order to use this effect, and even then it's not that good because it's just I mean, it's good, but it's not that good. I don't like this card. Like, it's very niche. It might be useful in a certain really specific deck, but I don't like it. First impression is really bad. A panda that cannot brew. That's fine because it's a beast. This is actually okay because it trades well with a Belcher. That's the first thing I look at this. I think Belcher is still going to be relevant, to be honest, because it's the only minion that has 2 taunts, that dies to taunt. So I think Belcher is still going to be relevant in GvG. Will I play this as a Hunter deck? Maybe, because Hunters lack 4 drops, remember? Like, Hunters don't do anything for us. Usually a 2 mana creature and hero power, or like a trap hero power, right? So this might find its way in beast decks. It actually packs quite a punch. It's pretty hard. So I think it's fine. Like, if you have this, why do you play Tiger, you know? Like, you don't need to play Tiger in a Hunter anymore, so it's pretty cool. One of the more insane cards, like the better cards, I guess, is this card. Because when you kill, it's basically like I treat this like a 4 mana 4/5 or 4/6. That once it takes 3 damage, it downgrades to a 2 attack, right? So it's not really like I don't think judging this. Like, if you say a 2-cost minion is like a 2/2, you can't say this is a 6/5. That's just a lie, right? It's not. Because when you kill the first half, it actually downgrades itself to like a smaller minion. So it's not a 6/5, it's like a 4/5 or 4/6. Just because it's Death Rattle is really good because you can't kill it instantly. It's really hard to kill Yeti already, but there are still things that kill the Yetis really easily, like, you know, Despite, Despite that's charged once, kill command, and stuff like that. So this is actually really good. And of course, the randomness factor will help a lot of games be very creative. Like, I do like players that need to like think on the spot with like random stuff, because if you play this card, every game is gonna be different, right? So yeah, I like this card. I think it's really good. I think it's really good. I rate it 8 out of 10. Like, if I see this in arena, I'd probably pick this. In constructed, I'll probably play this too. Like, there are enough 2-cost minions that can blow up the game, which is fine too. And yeah, a lot of 2-mana creatures are good, but unfortunately we might get the Captain's Parrot again. Oh my god, if you get the Captain's Parrot, you just want to go die in the fire, you know. That's just sad. Oh, Captain's Parrot. Why don't you just remove that card from the game? Mechanical Yeti, there you go. You know, when I saw this, I'm actually really afraid of like druids running 4 Yetis. Like, I'm really scared that my priest has to deal with 4 Yetis. It's just really sad. That's the first thing I thought of. Like, sure you have a mechanical Yeti, sure it's a mech, sure it has like the effect doesn't really matter, but people don't realize that you can put 40 Yetis now in a single deck. You know? That's the very troubling part. The Death Rattle doesn't really do anything, but also buffs Undertaker, so it's something to look out for. I think a mech deck will play this. It's just like a spider tank. It's just good stats. So yeah, I think this is playable. 8 out of 10 once again, I think. This one is actually quite good. It's like a Violet Teacher or Senjin and stuff like that. And in this game, we know that people cast a lot of spells, especially in Constructed, right? There's only one deck that doesn't have spells in Zoo. Every other card has like at least half their deck card. Well, I say 10, at least 10 cards of spells, right? So this will get like value somewhere. And I think it's fine. Like, it's fine. Oh my god. People are putting the Yetis. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's okay. Not the worst, not the best. I'll pick an arena. Constructed might be hard to pick this, so yeah. This is also a very good card. It's a 2/5. It has Fairy Dragon as taunt, which means that your opponent needs to trade with minions or weapons. Yeah, I think it's pretty good, especially for like a spell centric deck. Although it dies to like Black Knight and whatnot, and you are underpaying this for like a lot more stats, cause like you're paying 2 stats for this effect, right? You're paying 2 attack, because a 4/5 is like borderline, right? And all minions are like times 2 plus 1, so 4 times 2 plus 1 is 9, and right now it's 7 already, so this is worth 2. So it's like a weaker Senjin with like you can't go through it. I think it's okay. It really depends on the meta, I guess. Like if you're facing shamans, then this is just a crap card, right? They have Flame Tongue Totem, they have Rock Biters. It's pretty bad. But if you're facing anything else, like what do you say? Like even if you face a Handlock, like Twilight Drake can't really deal with this well, right? So I think it's okay. I'm not excited about this card, but then at the same time, I think it's fair. I think it's interesting. Oh! The Kazan Mystic. I wish this was a 3 mana card. I really think they should have put this as a 3 mana card, because with 4 mana, it's not going to be played in Constructed. I don't think it's going to be played in Constructed. Like, you need to for this card to be played, you need to actually draft your lineup and go like, okay, I'm bad against Hunter, Mage, and Paladin. Not even Paladin, screw Paladin. We're bad against Hunter and Mage, so we need to put this card for those 2 specific classes that I have a bad matchup against, where I can just put something like a Lotheb, you know? Like, or Hunter, you can just put like or just curve smaller. Like, I don't like this card. It should be really a 3 mana. Like 3 mana, I think it's fine. She looks cool, but sometimes being cute is not enough in Hearthstone. So yeah, not too big a fan of this. Although it's cool that they print some cards that interact with secrets. I think it's overcosted. Jeeves! Alright, we need to listen to what Jeeves says, of course. Jeeves is a good card that we want to say. This is actually not that bad a card, because you are guaranteeing yourself to use the effect, and if your opponent wants the effect, they actually have to pass the effect back to you, right? So it's actually pretty interesting. Cause yeah, just like what I said, right? If you play Jeeves and I'm playing and I want the effect, I actually have to like leave it alive for you to use it again. So it's actually a pretty interesting card. Although we need decks that actually have a lot of value cards and not a lot of card draw, and it's just put in 2 Gs and okay, that's my card draw, yeah. So it's pretty volatile, because if you don't draw Gs, it's the same as like not drawing Auctioneer. It will be interesting, I guess, because it is 4 mana, so you're actually paying quite a bit for this minion. So it'll be interesting, because you're kind of screwing your own deck's value with this card to draw more value cards. You get what I mean? So it's kind of like it's just interesting. I wouldn't play this, but it's certainly interesting. So when you play G's, he says,
Can I help you, sir?
"Yes, Batman, you can help me."
Let me get that.
And when he attacks, he says,
Yes, sir.
"Yes, sir." Yeah, it's like, I have 1 attack. Why are you telling me to attack?
Yes, sir.
And when he dies, it's pretty sad. Oh, that's pretty sad. That's a sad times. All right. But yeah. I'm pretty sure this. Some smart deck builders will make this work, but like, it's interesting. The mechanic is interesting. Mini Mage is pretty. Look at his face. I don't think I want to eat breakfast with him, or any time of the day. Spell damage +1. I don't think it's worth the 1 health, because like a lot of things are like just randomly ping things off. It dies to Holy Nova. It dies to Whirlwind. It dies to actually dies to any AOE. Pyromancer dies to that. Like it just dies to Cock as well. I don't know. I don't like this. It's not worth the 1. Spell damage is not worth 4 stats. There's no way spell damage is worth 4 stats. Well, I mean, basically you're paying. Like, a best card to compare this is Ogre Magi. Yeah, you're paying 3 health for stealth. Yeah, don't do that. Enhanced Soul Mechano. Very good card. Okay, I would play this in Zoo. Alright, I would play this. This is insane. You don't want even taunts in Su is fine. Like if you only get one, it's fine because you screw up your opponent's trading, right? But Wind Fury is crazy in Zoo. Divine Shield is the best in Zoo. So 2 in Zoo, done, boom. And I mean, is he holding a cigar? That's awesome, right? That's awesome. He's holding a cigar. Like what the heck? Or maybe just a shell if you're PG-13, but it looks like a cigar to me. I think this is crazy. So yeah. I think this is just insane. People go like, oh, it's a win more card, it's bad. No, win more card's actually really good. That's why Lothep is good. Lothep is also a win more card. When you have a board, you play Lothep, you win the game. So here, when you have a board, you play this card, you win the game. It's a good card. Don't